If you guys haven't checked your stock charts today and you're a very investor, you will be pleasantly surprised. Like me, today I was spent most of the day moving junk out of my parents' basement into my new basement here, and I didn't get a chance to actually look at any of the ticker symbols that I own. But afterwards, when the markets closed and I just sat down for a bit for a breather, I saw that the Very Good Food Company went up by 25%. Now that is some insane move, and there must be news that the Very Good Food Company put out. And in fact, there was a news article or a press release that they released, so I will be giving my thoughts on this press release as I have been covering this company quite a bit in the past half year since they IPO'd. If you guys are new here, my name is Daniel, and here we talk about Canadian growth stock investing, so subscribe if this is something you're interested in. And for those of you who stick around to the very end, I will be giving my price prediction for the Very Good Food Company. Now, going over the news release, what I see here is that they announced their achievement of production targets, increased e-commerce order fulfillment, and expanded into Sobeys retail network. So first off, we can see that the Victoria facility has a production capacity of around 20,000 pounds per week. And I was going over my previous notes when I was doing videos on the Very Good Food Company, and they actually stated a production target of 19,000 pounds per week. So they exceeded that earlier estimate of their production target, and that increased by 1,000 pounds. And I also did a rough calculation as to how much they earn per pound, and the conservative estimate is $10 per pound. Obviously, this is revenue. This isn't after all the shipping costs as well as the just their cost of goods sold. But if they were to earn about $10 per pound, 20,000 pounds per week for an entire 13 weeks, which is roughly around one quarter, that will bring the revenues to $2.6 million. And yes, that's very small compared to the current market cap of $600 million. But if we compare that to previous quarters' sales, we can see that those sales were somewhere around $1.4 million. So they basically 2x the revenue within a quarter. That is some crazy growth that we're seeing from this company that is in the plant-based space. We can see that customers have a crazy high demand for their products, and they're not able to ship them out as fast as they'd like to because they still have some backlogs and some delays in the order process. So this is a good problem for them to have. And for this Victoria facility, they're not done growing this facility just yet. The CEO estimated that they could hit around 1.37 million pounds of meat per year, which roughly equates to around 26,000 pounds per week. So they could still grow this by about 30%. So you can see that this company is going to be exponentially growing as they increase their production capacities. And I think that the demand for the products will continue to grow as well. We can see that there's a lot more plant-based companies out there right now, and the market is still heating up, and people are still buying into it and bringing new customers as well when they refer their friends and family. So I think that the Very Good Food Company, their growth is just starting off right now, but their stock price has run up quite a bit. So we'll have to see what happens going over time. If investors start to lose confidence in the company or just really the stock itself, because I think right now people are getting to this company hoping that it will 10x within a couple of years, but it may not play out like that, which is ultimately why I think we saw a sell-off recently, where the stock dropped from $8 per share all the way down to lows of roughly $5 per share, or just a little bit over that. But with this news today, investors got a boost of confidence, and people who sold out at a loss when they bought at $8 and it dropped down to $5, they're crying in their bed right now because they missed out on this 25% gain. And ultimately, the moral of the story here is when you buy into a company, you're not buying in for just the short-term gains. You should be understanding the business as a whole and where it's going. And if you have confidence in that, you'll have confidence in holding the stock over the times when the stock actually drops significantly because you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And ultimately, that's why I didn't sell any of my Very Good Food Company shares. I didn't add to my position though, just because the position is a fairly sizable one in my Quest Trade portfolio. And if you want to see how many shares of the Very Good Food Company I have, you can join my Patreon group, which I disclose all my trades, buys and sells on Quest Trade as well. And you can see my entire portfolio, which is valued at over $200,000. But enough about my Patreon group, let's continue going through this news release. So since September, they've grown their e-commerce sales or fulfillments by 2x. So they went from 900 orders per week to 1,800 orders per week. And this is because they had help of a new logistics partner, 3PL. And this partner has done quite well for them, and it seems like the Very Good Food Company continues to expand with them. So I think that this is a good partnership that they have, and it's allowing them to increase their fulfillment, and probably shipping costs are a little bit lower than when they were trying to do the fulfillment themselves. Maybe they were doing things like shipping through Canada Post, UPS, or FedEx, which is what my business currently does, and the shipping rates are fairly high. So I understand the pain points that they have as a small business owner myself, where if I could get in with a larger logistics provider, because I have or if I reach a point where I have a lot of volume, then my shipping prices will drop dramatically. And when you're doing 1,800 orders per week and you're saving, let's say, $2 to $3 per order, that adds up over time very quickly. Another piece of news is that they expanded in the Sobeys network. So they didn't expand across all Sobeys stores where they have their products in all 1,500 Sobeys stores. However, they expanded with one of the brands that Sobeys owns, which is Farm Boy. And Farm Boy has over 30 retail locations in Eastern Canada, which is basically where I am. And there is a Farm Boy fairly local to me, about maybe 2 or 3 minutes drive from my work. So I actually do plan to go check out Farm Boy within the next week, just to pick up some of the Very Good Food Company's products and test them out. So I'll let you know what I think about their products after I get to doing that. And I think this is a very key expansion for them as they continue to gain trust with Sobeys, seeing that Sobeys allowed them to start off first with the thrifty foods, and then now they're expanding to Farm Boy, and I think eventually they'll expand probably all across Sobeys networks. Because I think what Sobeys is looking for is products that will sell, and the fact that they're allowing the Very Good Food Company to expand within their network means that they're selling at these stores. So I think this is a huge boost of confidence for the Very Good Food Company that they're able to expand within this network. And I think that when other grocery chains out there see this, potentially they could be also having contracts with the Very Good Food Company. Because ultimately in the grocery space, these companies just want to have products on their shelves that actually sell. The last update that was given in this article is that the Rupert facility is on track. And they've also hired key personnel to take charge of this facility. So we can see the Very Good Food Company has set out a plan, saying that in Q1 of 2021, they were going to be bringing the Rupert facility online, and it looks like things are going according to plan. So this is one more tick for management, seeing how they operate, and the estimates and guidance that they give to investors are fairly spot on. So this should give you and I, as investors in the Very Good Food Company, more confidence in the CEO, Mitchell Scott, and his plans for the company. And one more thing for you guys who don't know about the Rupert facility, the projected production capacity for this facility is 37 million pounds per year when they hit 100% capacity. And we compare that to their current facility in Victoria, they're predicted to only have 1.37 million pounds. So this is going to be roughly a 30 or 25 times increase in the amount of product that they can actually produce. So the Rupert facility is very exciting to me as they're beginning to increase and scale their production. So stay tuned for more updates from the company. It'll be very exciting 2021 for the Very Good Food Company because this facility is coming online. And not only that, they're also bringing on their new facility. I think the Patterson, California facility should be going online, I think maybe 6 months from now. And then they also have the Mount Pleasant, Vancouver HQ. This is their new building for the HQ where they're going to have the restaurant. They're going to have R&D teams there, as well as some production. This should be operational in 2021, somewhere between August and October. So they have probably 3 new facilities coming online this year, which are going to be huge catalysts for the Very Good Food Company. Now, for everyone who stuck around till now, here's my price prediction for the Very Good Food Company. So first off, my estimates have 2 factors of safety. One of them is a 20% factor safety, and the other one's a 50% factor safety. And we're going to be basing this off of future revenues as well as a PS ratio. So first off, I'm going to be assigning a PS ratio of 5 to them, which I think they could actually command a PS ratio of 10 if they're still growing at their current rates. But because they're a lot larger company, they're probably not going to be growing at 100 to 200% year over year. Maybe 50% is likely. So a PS ratio of 10 is probably a decent value to assign to a company that's not in the software space. If we look at Beyond Meat, they have a PS ratio of 20 or 21. So really you could say that my factor safety on this is 75, but we're going to say 50% factor safety, where I'm dropping a PS ratio of 10 down to a 5. And in my previous video where I talked about the Very Good Food Company and their road to $1 billion, I explained to you guys how the Very Good Food Company could be earning around $1.4 billion in revenue after their facilities all come online. So they have 4 facilities that they have planned out. One of them currently operational, which is the Victoria facility, not yet at 100 capacity, which we talked about earlier. Then they have the Rupert facility. Then they have their Mount Pleasant facility, which is the new HQ. And then their Patterson facility, which is in California. So these 4 facilities, when they come online, which all of them actually will be coming online in 2021, and production would grow probably over the next 3 years to hit 100% capacity, they should generate $1.37 billion in revenue based off of a price per pound of $10 per pound. So with future revenues of $1.37 billion and a PS ratio of 5, this puts a future market cap of somewhere around $6.8 billion. And if we compare that to today's market cap of $600 million, that's roughly an 11x from today. So yes, the stock has run up quite a bit, roughly 7 times from the IPO price. I think the shares trade around 70 cents when I started watching, and they quickly shot up to $1, so a bit more than 7x from today the stock has run up. I think that the stock still has a lot more room to run up. So ultimately what I'm doing with this company is I'm going to be holding my position. And honestly, if we do see another sell-off back down to the $5 level, I think there's some good support there and I will be buying more. So that's pretty much my update for the Very Good Food Company. Let me know what your thoughts are on this company. Are you buying? Are you selling? Have you sold off and regret right now? I just love to hear from you guys. And if you guys also want, I have a free Discord group which you guys can join, which we talk about anything from the Very Good Food Company, Well Health Technologies, CloudMD, and other high growth Canadian stocks. Also, if you want, you can check out my video on the Very Good Food Company, where I'm predicting they're going to hit $1.37 billion in revenue. And there's another video here on the Very Good Food Company. So there's plenty of content for you guys there. If you're there, I'll see you there. If not, keep up the grind and have a great day.